everyone, and welcome to the third and final installment of A Question of Etiquette by Robert Bloch. And also welcome to Reading and Drinking, Nothing, and Weird Tales. I don't have any coffee, I don't have any wine. So I'm just going to suck up my self-pity and get straight into it. Just get it over with. Yes, okay. Well, where last we left off, young census taker that works for the US government had been invited into a witch's house. She's drugged him. Oh, wait. Yeah, she drugged him. They're off to a hillside somewhere to do some stuff, witchy stuff. Against his will, he's joined a coven. And he's number 13. Ah, yes, this is where I got this. Anyway, yeah, cool. Right, yeah. Fantastic. So, I didn't look at the faces. They were not meant to be looked at, only dreamed. Lisa Lorini's own face was masked by exultation. It was she who prepared the sacrifice. The black goat was led to a rock before the fire. One of the other crones wielded the knife. A third held the bowl, and when the bowl was filled, all drank. Yes, I said all. He drank goat's blood. Yeah. That ointment burned. Even on my feet it held me, and in a burning... Even on my feet it held me in a burning web. I couldn't run, couldn't move out of the circle of firelight. And when the drum began to pound, I joined the circle. The furry things were lapping at the empty bowl, and their chattering was drowned in the drumming din, the howling. Lisa has bought an acolyte, wheezed one of the hags. 'Tis in place of Meg who could not come, called Lisa Lorini. Those are the last intelligible words I heard, the last intelligible thought I managed to retain. Because the howling rose and the fire rose, and it became revival meeting, voodoo, bedlam, only worse than any of these prosaic terms. They were calling on somebody. Somebody came. Somebody. No burst of flames, no lightning, no theatricals. That was all done by crones. That was all done by the crones. It meant nothing, really, no more than any savage cavortings about a stone idol. Okay. It was pure business. He stepped out from behind one of the rocks, carrying a large book under his arm, for all the world like a bank examiner coming to examine balances. But bank examiners are not black. He wasn't Negroid, not in the least. But black. Even the eyeballs, the fingernails, a black shadow, a limping shadow. Whether he wore a cloak or whether a deeper shadow draped his figure, I don't know. They were quiet when he entered the circle. He opened his book and they crowded around. Their mumbling rose in the night. I crouched down next to the rocks. Lisa Lorini was talking to him, pointing my way. He didn't turn his head, but he was aware of me. He didn't smile or nod or exhibit a single movement, but I felt him do those things. He handed out orders. He heard reports. It was a business meeting, Satan and Co., holding a board meeting on a hilltop, souls bartered, dark deeds recorded, and the black man scribbled in his book. The bedlams babbled, and I crouched there trembling in the night, while the little furry creatures skulked about my ankles. I shouldn't have trembled, for the black man's actions were very prosaic after all. Prosaic as hell. Jesus Christ. Oh, no, I'm not sorry. Then it happened. The white figures screamed down out of the dark sky. The clinging figure at its breasts dropped to the ground. There was a cry. I'm not sure if that paragraph makes any fucking sense. But if it does, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm sorry. I just am. Meg, Meg has come. Meg, the missing witch. Yeah. They turned as she advanced, breathless. The black man spoke then. I won't attempt to set down the sound of it. Something of rusty locks and the primal grumbling of volcanoes, age and depth, mingled in a sort of loathsome hissing, as though articulate human speech could not frame the concepts of demonic thought. There are 14 at Coven. Shit. I was the only one trembling now. I wasn't the only one trembling now. They all were shaking, white jelly figures in the firelight. The voice did it. Lisa Larini whirled. She dragged me into the circle before I could attempt resistance. I thought Meg wasn't... There are 14. 14. The voice hinted, just hinted its anger. But, there is a law. There is a punishment. The voice capitalized the words, mercy. You don't ask him for mercy. I saw it happen. I saw her clutch at her throat. When his black paw grazed her wrist, Lisa Larini writhed to the ground, wriggling for a moment like a white slug impaled on a stick, and then lay silent. The black eyes, the black pupils turned to me. 3... There must be 13. That is the law, so you shall sign and take her place. You don't question him either. Somebody was holding the bowl. Another guided my hand, opened the book he gave to her. I felt the clinging fury of Majid move swiftly over my chest. It was at my neck, nibbling. A trickle of blood fell into the bowl. A sharpened stick dipped in it. The stick was placed in my hand. Sign, said the voice of the black man. You don't disobey him, not when you hear the voice. My fingers moved. I signed. And then his black hand reached out and grabbed mine. I felt a surge, a blinding wave of redness, blackness, voice depth, wind. Something was lying on the ground now, but it wasn't Lisa Larini. I glanced at the body because it looked familiar. It was my own body that lay there. Well then. The black man was saying something again, but the buzzing drone of his voice was lost. The cackling from the circle about me was lost. I unbaptize thee in the name of... Majid led me away. Majid whispered, fly. I didn't hear. The soaring journey back was instinct born in another's body, another's brain. I slept in that house, slept in the darkness, slept in the conviction that when I awoke, the dream would be over. I awoke. I saw the mirror. I saw Lisa Larini, witch, with my own eyes, peering out of her body. Majid chattered at my feet. That was a week ago. Since that time, I've learned to listen to Majid. Majid tells me things. Majid showed me her books and her stock of herbs. Majid told me how to make the filters and the potions, what to keep this body of mine from aging. Majid told me how to brew the tea and compound the paste. Majid says that the coven meets again on the hilltop tonight. I remember the rest, of course. I know that now I've signed the book and taken Lisa Larini's place, I can't escape unless I use her method. If only we all could. Wait, what? No. Method. Bring another to the coven and let etiquette have its way. That's the only solution. All right. Today, after a week, they must be looking for me. Census headquarters must have sent out another man on my route. Herb Jackson might take it over. He's in this district. Yes, Herb Jackson might knock on my door late this afternoon and come in to ask Lisa Larini some questions about the census. When he comes, I shall be ready. I think I'm going to get busy and brew up a pot of tea. The end. Yes, well, there we go. Part three. Part 3 of... My knees are really stiff. Part 3 of A Question of Etiquette by Robert Bloch. Yes, well, what did you think of that? Alright. It wasn't, honestly... it was obviously written well. Robert Bloch writes very well, but not my favourite. I definitely much preferred The Eager Dragon. It was a really good story. I suppose this one was quaint, rather sweet little tale of, a thing that happened. That's really all I can say about that. Interesting though, yeah. To some extent, I suppose. Yes. So I'll be posting that, and I hope you've enjoyed this little tale of, Wiccan debauchery, Sabbath debauchery, Satan walking amongst witches and, being bossy boots and shit. Yeah. Next time I'll have a coffee or a fucking wine or something. Probably coffee. If you've listened to this, thanks for listening to this. I hope you've enjoyed. Yes, I think for the next story, we're going to move up a year. Because this was 1942, we're going to progress to 1943. Okay. Thanks for watching. See you next time.